Hello, welcome to Fictional Narrative. I'm Neri, and today I'm going to be talking about my May/Asian Readathon. The Asian Readathon is the first readathon that I've ever participated in, so I was really excited to see that there are very few categories. Also, May is actually like the last month of my semester, so I kind of have a lot to do. So my reading list is very small, and it mostly consists of the Asian Readathon, which nothing wrong with that. If I find myself with more time, I'll probably read something else and add it to a May wrap-up, but for now, the list I have is what I have. So all of the books that I chose for the Asian Readathon are by Asian authors, so they encompass the first category of read a book by an Asian author. So the first book that I chose, which also helps with category number 2, is The Bride Test. And so this has Vietnamese characters in it. I'm Vietnamese, so that's something that I have in common with them. It's about a man with autism. His mother goes to Vietnam to find him a bride, and the bride tries to make it work. And it just seems like there's a lot of tension in it. It is a romance novel, and when I purchased it, because it's been on my shelf for a while. When I purchased it and I brought it home, I haven't had the time to read it, but I also kind of did a review blackout. I was just like, you know, I'm not gonna rely on a review to tell me if this, either the concept of having a mail order bride was going to turn out really badly or the representation is going to turn out really badly. I'm just going to figure it out myself. And the reason I did that is because I was really hyped up that the characters were Vietnamese. I don't feel like there's a lot of books that I read about Vietnamese people or come across that are about Vietnamese people, which also sounds like I have high expectations. I don't, but given that it's a stressful month, anything that I'm putting my time into reading or any kind of media that I'm taking time to consume, I want it to be as enjoyable as possible. That's like, I guess, the highest standard or expectation that I have for this book, which, again, not very high, right? I am also an emotional reader, so I guess if I'm latching onto other emotions that are not like rage, it works. Might give a few points if nothing else turns out really well. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like if it goes either way. The next book that I chose for the Asian Readathon is The Miracles of the Namiya General Store, and I thought that was really cute when I was reading the little flap, the synopsis here. It's about 3 delinquents who stumble into an abandoned general store, and they receive a letter asking for advice because the previous store owner used to give advice, but the letter itself is 32 years old and they're receiving it now. The reason that I chose this for number 3 is because I'm different from the characters. There are 3 of them. There's only one of me, I hope. I don't want to meet the others. And I don't think I have any kind of record of delinquency. So I hope I enjoy this book. It really kind of sets itself up to be heartwarming. And as opposed to The Bride Test, I do have more of an expectation for this one. Because it's, in a way, such a simple concept, but it really, yeah, because it's such a simple concept, it so depends on what you do with it. And I know that if I'm under the impression like the previous owner gave advice, I don't know, because I haven't cracked this book open, I don't know what kind of advice that would be. And I'm really hoping that it's not one of those things where someone is really mean to someone under the guise of tough love. I didn't mean to put quotations around mean because they were actually legitimately mean, and then the quotations would just go around tough love. Anyway, I hope that it's not that. And it's more heartwarming than it is like funny humor at the expense of people trying to look for advice. And I'm actually really curious as to how 3 delinquents then will kind of fall into this storyline. The final book that I chose for Asian Readathon is a recommendation by an Asian person. It's one that's got mixed reviews, I will say that. I don't have the physical copy. I am borrowing it from Libby in audio format. It is Emergency Contact. I really hope I fall into, again, the I like it side of the mixed reviews, because that's pretty much as much expectation as I have on it. Is the same as the first book that I talked about. To be honest, the thing that really drew me to the book was the packaging. I liked the concept of it, but more than that, I liked the cover, which I don't even have. I'm not going to even have like the physical copy of, but again, I hope I enjoy it. I hope that I get something out of it as an emotional reader, where I'm not just like, okay, this book. So Asianreadathon aside, originally I thought for May I would be able to tackle the sequel to The Children of Time, the name of which actually escapes me. I think it might be Children of Ruin. I don't know if it stays... I'm sorry, I do not recall the name of it, but I remember Children of Time was a very detailed book. I don't think I have the attention span at this point in time to actually go through it, being that it's the last month of my semester, which means it's the last 2 weeks of my semester. So it'll probably be for June, and you know, I've been kicking myself because I've been wanting to read that one for a while, on and off, just because also I kind of like the way Children of Time ended, and I don't know that it absolutely needed a sequel or how that would turn out. But anyway, the book that I chose this month to finish along with my Asianreadathon is actually the Sinatra Club. Yeah, I picked this book up a few months ago. I did not read to even half of it, and the reason that I purchased it is because I liked it. I went to a bookstore to kill time when I was going to pick up my father at the airport, who gave me the wrong time to come pick him up at the airport. So I started reading this, and I did some research. Now, the book is true crime. It follows the author, Polisi, and he was originally in witness protection, and he came out of witness protection to write this book. So either he's really brave or really confident that the mob is just kind of done with him. It talks about his life, it talks about his time, his mob affiliations, knowing John Gotti before he was a mob boss, and then of course the deterioration of the mob. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I know these kind of books come with a certain amount of exaggeration. I also kind of like am playing a game with myself where I'm like, can I see where the exaggeration is, or do I fall for the con? But from what I remember from what I read, he is pretty hard on himself. So I don't know. I would probably have to research this book or research parts of it afterwards to be like, is this true? Is this not true? What do they say? Because oftentimes when there's somebody who's lying about somebody in the mob, there's some sort of detractor saying, no, this is what really happened. So it would be really interesting. It seems very honest compared to other kind of mob books that I've read. So it's kind of like a breath of fresh air in that way. They also have pictures in here. And so it's like family pictures. You can see different families, the author's family, kids, next to pictures of mugshots. It's just so endearing. Anyway, so that is going to be my May TBR. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll have more content before I have any kind of May wrap up. Thank you for watching. Bye!